Good evening, my beautiful crime family and everybody. Welcome to Once Upon a Crime Time. I'm your host, Tommy Jude. Lots of information to go over in this one. Um, so I don't know how long this is going to take me. We pretty much don't sleep here at Once Upon a Crime Time. Um, yeah, and that includes my mods and my investigators, and sometimes one and the same. Uh, Yeah. Anyway, I want to again thank you for all your prayers for my son Jacob. Um, he is doing a lot better, but he's um, having a hard time moving around. But he has been to like a store, but he has to use one of those carts. He's going to be sore for a while, I'm sure, but he's going to be okay, and he's alive, and that's all that matters. And I thank you for all your prayers. Okay, so um, Karen's show, uh, her new show coming out on Monday, is going to be postponed due to sickness. I will let you know when that's going to be rescheduled. Um, um, sure and hoping soon. I will let you know about that. So let's all wish Karen to get well and pray for her. And okay, I want to thank the panel last night because that was an awesome panel of Pia and Bob and Jennifer from Post Woke World, True Crime Curiosities, Golf. CJ came in and gave us some really good info and content. I want to thank him. And even Jeff H. um, we gave him a hard time last night, but he needs to have a hard time, right, Jeff? Wherever you are. Okay, so there's two parts to this show, and I want to thank Deb Bray, one of my beautiful mods. She is producer of part of this show, and I want to thank her for her work. And that'll be the second part of the show, which I think I'm going to have a little intermission with some like soft music in it. Very short while, just why I get stuck up and ready for it. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So anyway, let's go say hi to my beautiful crime family. Hi, Casey. Good to see you. Bianca, always good to see you. Lisa, good to see you. Canadian cat lady, good to see you. Angela, good to see you. And Randy, my brother, good to see you. And Moonflower, my girl. Hope Floats, my girl. Nikki, Sandy Toes, Deborah Thompson, Hope Floats, Facts and Truths Only, please. Good to see you, Deborah Lynn, my girl. Good to see you. True Crime Cult. Good to see you there, brother. And Natural Healing, my girl. Deb Bray, my girl, doing awesome work in the background. She's working hard. Like I said, we don't get much sleep here, do we, Deb? Moonflower Lassa, my girl. Oh, yeah, sweet and salty. Casey. I don't know if I've said some of these twice or not. Down the rabbit hole of hell, there you are. I kind of thought maybe that was your channel. Yeah, if you have a channel last night, but I don't think it is. But we did run something from on TikTok. Anyway, yeah, natural healing, my girl Lila, Ro, the Archer, good to see you. And the list goes on. Beetlejuice, good to see you. Oh boy, yeah, we got quite a few out there chatting away. So anyway, this first segment here. Kevin, good to see you. Make sure I get everybody. Try to get everybody. Sweet Surrender, my girl. Baby Boop, good to see you. Okay, so 2 parts, yeah. And there's a kind of a lot of information, so I do want to get into this. The first part is called 14 months ago. And yeah, we got to look back to see some things. And I think this is pretty important. Geez, did I put her in the... I got to make sure I put these people in the description. If I don't, I will at the end. We have looked at this gal's channel before. Some people question her because she's kind of sides a little bit on like Brian being guilty, you know. But this is 14 months ago, so everything was pretty fresh and new. And this is one of her shows, and I think we need to watch it. Anyway, let's get this going because I do have a lot of information and a lot of content on this show, and it came up pretty fast. If you're all there this morning when I ran a live, well, I didn't get to sleep till, I don't know, it was like noon. I slept till 4:30, so I got 4.5 hours. And then first thing I did is I was up and getting this show ready. So no rest for the wicked, right? Okay, let's get her going. Boom. Boom. Okay, so this is Plunder. And I know some of you, question her because she's, seems to think that Brian might be guilty. But, people can have their own opinions and we can't, despise them or not look at their content. And she does have good content. There's no doubt about it. So let's take a look at this. And this is called Idaho Guy. And they're trying to figure out what they're saying. And I want you to listen to this because I've thought this before where they're saying they're going to get you. I want you to listen to this. And if you have headphones, I'm going to give you a minute to get some headphones on. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to get some headphones on because it's needed. Definitely needed. Hey, cheers. Sunday night. Or is it Saturday night? I don't know. I can't remember anymore. I think it's Sunday. Okay. I hope you got your headphones on because here we go.
We've had about 24 hours since this surveillance video was released in the Idaho 4 case. People think that they are hearing Hoodie Guy saying all types of things.
What did you say to Adam? I told Adam.
So put on your headphones and listen because I have enhanced this audio every single way I know how in Final Cut Pro to try and isolate what Hoodie Guy is saying. The most I think I can make out is him saying something to Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez after leaving the Corner Club on November 13th. I hear him say something like, "We're going to get you girls." It could be anything as innocuous as "we're going to get you girls some food and get you home," or something more sinister, what people think they are hearing.
What did you say to Adam? I
This video and audio was captured after Kaylee and Maddie left the local bar called the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in Moscow, Idaho. It was around 1:30 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th. They would lose their lives along with Ethan Chapin and Zaina Kernodle maybe as soon as an hour and a half after this video. That's why hearing every single word they say at this point is crucial. It's critical.
How did you say that? Adam? I told Adam.
So upon leaving the Corner Club, we can see the route they took because I've tracked down and I finally saw from my own previous video where exactly this camera captured the trio, Hoodie Guy, Maddie, and Kaylee talking and walking after leaving the Corner Club. They walked past 113 Main Street en route to Grub Truckers, which is at 318 South Main Street. It looks like they just did a quick straight shot down Main Street. Thankfully, whoever owns this Google Nest outdoor cam had the foresight to install it up on the side of the building. You can see Nest in the top corner of one of the video stills. I don't know if it was the first generation weatherproof surveillance camera, but it does have night vision and it does capture audio. A lot of people who saw this video were surprised that yes, some cameras outside do capture video and audio. It's relatively clear audio.
And you see that she does do good research, and that's what I look for. Even though we might not agree on certain things, she does really good research, and I think she's got like an enhanced version coming up here of the vocals of the audio,
especially when the trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
How did you say that? Adam? I told Adam.
The Google Nest outdoor camera, when the microphone is on, the camera's mic it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by.
Okay, what I'm trying to get at on this. Now, I thought this a long time ago, and golf thinks differently. I think I hear we're going to get you for this, Maddie. That's what I think I hear. Now, some people say they're going to get you for this. That's what I'm trying to do, is have all of you have headphones on, because I want your opinions coming up. I want to hear my crime family's thoughts on this. So please, if you have headphones, put them on and tell me what you think you hear. Is it were or there? Because you know what? That changes everything. If it is, we're going to get you for this. That is a game changer. It really is. Now, for the last year, it's been they're going to get you for this. But, when this first came out, I thought it said were. And I don't remember ever really saying anything or doing a show on it or anything. It was just my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? So let's listen to this again. Here we go.
But I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying. relatively clear audio, especially when the trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
Oh my God. What is it saying, people? What do you hear? Okay, Jackie, you hear there, huh? See, I keep hearing "we're gonna get you." I'm gonna play it again. I want to see. Okay, come on, guys. Who else has opinions on this? I know True Crime Cult. I'll get you on panel sometime. But I usually, invite, unless it's like a live chat show or something like that. This is an actual show that I'm putting on. I will send me your email and we will line it up. My email is all capital letters, once upon a crime time @gmail.com. And I appreciate it because I watch your stuff, dude. So yeah, that would be good. Okay, Joanne, that's what I'm hearing. So we got two. We got Jackie with there, and Joanne with where. Okay, Deborah with they. Okay, and Sherry said that she doesn't have headphones, but I always heard there. There, they are. Okay, maybe I am wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna play it again. Not. Most people are saying there. Randy's were. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing is we're going to get you for this. And if that's what it is, that makes sense of why Kaylee and Maddie just totally not just ignored him, they snubbed him at the grub truck. It was like they wanted nothing to do with him. And yeah, it would change everything. Let's listen. Here we go.
What did you say to Adam? I told Adam.
Whoops.
Trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
Oh my God. I don't know, man. I hear we're going to get you. I'm going to do it again.
It's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
What did you say to Adam?
I'm hearing we're. I don't know, man. I don't know. Julianne is there. Yeah, Randy and Joanne and I are agreeing. Layla's going to re-listen. Okay, let me catch up here because I'm way behind. Sandy Toast thinks it's worse, so she's saying that. Beetlejuice is were. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna play it one more time though. KC is there. Tracy is were. Miss Anonymous is were. Cajun chick is were. So we're getting a Dana's. It could be were they. Okay, let's take a listen. again.
Relatively clear audio, especially when the trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
How did you say that? I don't. I told you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's more people going whir now after listening to it quite a few times. Yep, Missy Doll. Yep. Kim. Now tell me how the fuck does that change everything? We've been told this narrative of there. It isn't there, I don't think. I'm hearing we're gonna get you for this, Maddie. That changes the whole fucking ball game. And they clear Jack Showalter how fast? Mr. Wealthy parents changes everything. It changes even him running to go get in the vehicle right after the girls left. It changes everything. It explains this. Maddie, fuck you. Doesn't it explain maybe the unalivings? How can they clear this guy that fast? And then in the reflection series, what we seen with a gray hooded guy and what he was doing, we're going to get you for this, Maddie. How important is that to this case? How important is that? Here's a good poll. Here's a good poll. After what we just heard, okay, between 1 and 10, 1 being it's not so important, 10 being the max being it's important. Is 1 through 10, let me know how important is it that we're going to get you for this, Maddie. Sherry, 10. KC, 10. Crimson, 10. Sandy Toast, 10. Randy, 10. Bianca, 10. Animals are Angels, 10. Susie, 10. Tabby, 10. Deborah Lynn, 10. Falman, 11. Kaz, 10. Ramona, 10. Cajun, 10. Fox, 10. Deborah Thompson, 10. KC, 10. Open Mind, 10. Moonflower, 10 or 100. Oh, okay. I'm losing track. Okay. That's what I think too. Miss Anonymous, 10. Leslie, 10. Natural, 10. Elliot, 10. Makeup Queen, 10. Canadian Cat Lady still says she hears there, and that's fine. I'll play it again a couple of times, and then if you still do, that's fine. Everybody's got their opinion. Got me stumped. 69. That's my number. Yeah. Did you know when I was playing in a band? That's what I used to. A lot of times, I with makeup, girls would put. I'd tell them to put 69 on my right here by my eye. I'll have to drag some of those pictures up and show you. And sometimes I'd put, what was ever going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just to tell you a little bit here, going off track here, but band stories. Uh, there was this Crystal, and uh, oh God, it's been so long. Crystal and Rose, I think. Crystal and Rose, is that right? No, Crystal and Patty. Crystal and Patty. They Patty put us up out in Fargo when we played out in Fargo, and so I had on their uh, CNPR, Crystal and Patty Rock. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Whatever was going on in my life. And I mean, it was like in black, thick black makeup. Anyway, where was I? So a lot of tens. We're gonna listen to it again now, okay? Say it right along with it. Say we're gonna get you for that, Matty. Like real quiet. They just kind of and with your lips. Oh, there. Sorry. Uh you heard it though, right? That wasn't muted, was it? No. Archie, what do you mean? You can't. Oh, you're talking about me. All right. Okay. You guys hear me now, though, right? All right. So anyway, that's what I hear, and that really still no sound. Are you kidding me? There should be sound. You guys hearing me? The recording was muted. What? Oh, okay. I get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I see what happened. My fault. My fault. Here we go.
But I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
What did you say to Adam?
Damn it. Jeff, get those $1,500 headphones of yours on. I want to hear your opinion, but I want you to be honest, brother. I mean it. I want your opinion. I'm not muted now, though. Okay, so, Jeff, listen to this. I'm going to play it again.
It's relatively clear audio, especially when the trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
I'm hearing we're going to get you for this.
Trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
Hey, man.
What did you say that? I don't. I told you.
To me, that changes. That's changing the whole ball game, people. That's changing the whole ball game. Dana still says there, not as were. Mrs. We are. Kim is were. Do you, Jeff? Okay, let's go to Jeff H's channel and see what his sounds like. I think that's a good idea. What's the name of it, Jeff? What's the name of it? What video is it, Jeff? Jeff, free. What video is it? I'm having a hard time keeping up. Oh, there we are. Here. You're going to ditch those guys when you're inside. Okay. Ditch those guys when you're inside. Okay, let me look here. We need to hear that. Okay, I'm looking. Oh. Okay, I'm seeing like what was said just before. What did you say to Adam? That's got to be it, right? And I'll do the newest one here. Let me see if this is what it is. Because this is really important. Oh, that's not even what I hear, bro. That's not. What? How did you come up with that? No, that's not. That's not what's being said at all. I don't know how you come up with that one. Okay, so anyway, I think that changes the whole thing, because that's what, and I'll play it one more time here.
It's relatively clear audio, especially when the trio gets closest to the camera. Of course, because of the sound acoustics and everything, it's going to sound a little warped. It doesn't help that there's a truck driving by, but I've really tried to get down to what Hoodie Guy is saying.
you see the Arab? Like, I told
Okay, so we have a lot of words, and a lot of people agree. There's some that say that it's there. I'll leave that. That's all. You know how I am. It's up to you guys. You know, it's up to each and every one of you. Yeah, that's what I think too, Miss. Yep, yep. Oh, Dana went to her. Right. Yeah. So that to me changes the whole ball game. How can they clear this guy? We're gonna get you for this, Maddie. And then the whole grub truck scene where they snub him, and then you have Maddie flipping it off saying, fuck you. And they clear this guy, a hunter who was leaving carcasses on people's doorsteps and was reprimanded for it. He was reprimanded for that. Unfucking believable. That's all I got to say on that. Okay. Let's move on from that. At least we know that there, and that really kind of puts me back at the reflections and what we seen. And we seen he was there and he was doing things. So to me, that validates it even more. It boggles my mind how they cleared this guy. And I'd like to know how they cleared him. And did they go talk to him in person and not over the phone because he was at his parents' cabin or whatever? Did they check his hands? And what about the whole scene of at the hospital? And there's records sealed, right? There's records sealed, and there's a report of two guys, right, being Queen of Piss and one other I'm not sure of, that came in with cuts on their hands at the hospital, and these people were cleared. Or I don't know, because I think those are the records that are sealed, that the defense is trying to get, those medical records that are sealed. I think that's the medical records. That's my opinion. That's the medical records. Am I crazy? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe we're all fucking crazy. Once upon a time crime. You know, the crazies, right? I love all my crazies. I tell you that. We're all crazy. I love you all. We're going to move on to actually, let's listen to what she has to say for a little while.
The Google Nest outdoor camera, when the microphone is on, the camera's microphone picks up sound in the area around your camera. So this person, thank God, had it mounted way up high, facing down. And if the camera's owner had their event history video on 24/7, the camera's audio is recorded in the video history as long as the microphone is on. Again, thank the Lord they had the foresight to do that. I hope a lot of Moscow business owners did that to not only protect their own property, their patrons, or just the residents. Cameras and videos are so crucial in crime cases. Some people think, what does it matter? Every little thing matters. So this video again was released yesterday, Sunday, December 18th. Today is Monday, December 19th, as I film this, and the video was released to a Facebook group administrator, and now people are picking apart what they think they hear. First and foremost, Kaylee's dad, Steve, made it clear that they knew about this video a while ago. It's nothing that the police don't already have. Hopefully, the FBI and cops and ISP and everyone has dug into this video and enhanced the audio. I hope they have a lot better skills than I do. And what are they picking up? Of course, Hoodie Guy has been cleared. Moscow PD says that he's not related to this crime. They've put out plenty of statements, but it's still critical to see a victim's conversations, especially within hours before their demise. So thankfully, this video was released. I believe it's helpful. To me, having hundreds of thousands of sets of ears listening to the same audio and getting a consensus is very helpful, as opposed to one or two people, one or two investigators trying to listen for what they hear. While this video owner saw fit to release the footage to the public, let the public know the context and everything of what was happening that night, the corner club owner, I don't think will be releasing any video, if he has any, anytime soon of the victims from that night. Thankfully, everyone seemingly is cooperating with law enforcement, and that's what matters, getting the videos to law enforcement first and foremost. But Corner Club owner Mark Trivelpiece, according to the Moscow Pullman Daily News, he didn't mince words about the media's presence. He emailed that publication this quote: "We cannot wait for these vultures to leave so we as a community can begin to heal. They are disrupting that process and are not welcome." Woo, that's quite a statement. Well, I thank God for people like Ashley Banfield, or especially Brian Enton, boots on the ground, trying to keep this case in the public eye, getting updates to the public, always keeping law enforcement's feet to the fire to get this case hopefully resolved. Let me know what you think you hear.
What did you say that I don't?
Or especially Brian Enton, boots on the ground, trying to keep this case in the public eye, getting updates to the public, always keeping law enforcement's feet to the fire to get this case hopefully resolved. Let me know what you think you hear.
What did you say that I don't?
Public eye, getting updates to the public, always keeping law enforcement's feet to the fire to get this case hopefully resolved. Let me know what you think you hear.
I still hear were. I still hear were. All right. So that really changes a lot in my mind, or at least solidifies things. Let me see. Yeah, Jeff, but I went right along with what you thought it said, and it didn't even match up, bro. I mean, it wasn't even. What did you say? Something about a ditch or so? I mean, it didn't even make sense. I think you better listen to yours. Okay, all right. I'll play Jeff's version if you want me to. I'll do that. I got to be fair, right? Okay, just give me a second to find it here. All right. Okay. Let me stop sharing that. And here we go, Jeff's. Okay, people. You're going to ditch those guys and you're inside. You're going to ditch those guys inside or something. What the hell, Jeff? How did you come up with that? That's not what I hear at all. You're going to ditch those guys and you're inside. Okay, crime family. What do you? Jeff, I'm sorry, man. That's so far off that I can't believe you. I can't even believe that you're hearing that, especially being a musician. Uh, I don't know. I find that kind of funny. I think we're going to stick with with what we listened to from the start. This was done, and we'll listen to this one more time. This was done right after it happened, so this is a very fresh recording of it. Oh, what the hell? All right, there we go. Oh, I got to stop sharing that. We're going to go back to this one more time before I move on, okay? Here we go.
Enforcement's feet to the fire to get this case hopefully resolved. Let me know what you think you hear.
How did you say that? I told her.
Quite a statement. Well, I thank God for people like Ashley Banfield or especially Brian Enton, boots on the ground, trying to keep this case in the public eye, getting updates to the public.
Jeff,
always
I'm
keeping law
sorry, bro, but I
enforcement's
mean,
feet
it
to
wasn't
the
even
fire
close.
to get this case hopefully resolved. Let me know what you think you hear.
How did you say that? I told her.
Oh, sorry, muted. Um, yeah, I hear we're gonna get you for this, Maddie. Um, and I think that's what. Yes, Bianca. Yeah, most people. That's what. And I'm sorry I laughed at you, Jeff, but I mean, I just couldn't believe that that's what you were hearing, dude. I just was shocked at it. So anyway, let's move on from that because we do have something else to do here. And that's why I'm saying this is 14 months ago. And we're going to do something else here right now. Let me get right to this. Wait a minute here. Which one is which? Okay. I'm getting there. Sorry. Okay, this is chaos sector. All right. And chaos, if I don't have you in the description, I will get you in there as soon as this is over. Because I know you like that. So, oh, God dang it. You don't want that. Okay, so this is fairly new. What happened here? Oh, okay. This came out 6 hours ago. Okay, it's titled "Batman Needs to Be Arrested." I don't know if you've seen this or not, but you need to check this out. Here we go.
Welcome to the chaos sector. Going back to the screenshot, I know it's frustrating, but there are a few things that stick out. Those headlights almost look placed onto that vehicle, especially the right headlight. That doesn't look normal. That headlight's glare would not be as precise or as well visible as the left headlight, which is completely seen based on the left side of the vehicle, completely visible. You understand? The edges of the glare are too precise, as opposed to, well, just being a bright glare. It looks like the left headlight was copied and pasted onto the right side. That's why they appear identical, despite the right headlight not being completely visible. It won't have the same visibility or glare as the left headlight. What does all this mean? It means, for one, it's obviously edited. But the question is, why was
Mods, if you can get Chaos Sector's link in the chat, I would appreciate it. While all this is playing, because I can't remember if I put it in the description or not. Thank you. Love you guys.
it edited? Someone left a post in suggesting the vehicle almost appears to be driving backwards, or the vehicle was parked, and someone was driving by and took a photo of the vehicle. And that's why it appears so distorted. Possible. Some have even suggested the vehicle doesn't actually have tires, or it's on a flatbed. Once again, the camera. That camera is also smudged. Now, how is this possible? It's like the camera on one hand is a part of the cell phone or tablet, but it also would appear to somehow be, get this, on the window. Some claim exist here. A camera on a window. Wow. The reason it appears that way is because the camera, which is a physical object and not a non-physical object of the video, is smudged to the point it's physically transparent through the surveillance footage. This is a mess. Steaming cow dung. Also, the fingers to the right side are literally transparent, as the surveillance footage is seen through the fingers. Physically impossible. The only way that is possible is that it's not. Because if you say it's someone holding the phone and everything else is a combination of reflections and the actual surveillance, you can't correct the obvious visual and physical impossibility of the phone's camera being transparent. To the point it's not even physically a part of the phone, it's a part of. I mean, what the? People keep trying to rationalize this nonsense, and it just magnifies the absurdity displayed. Someone states, the reason you see the phone in the photo is because you're seeing the reflection of the phone in the monitor. This is what should be displayed. This is the back of a tablet, as you see. The camera is in the top left corner. Okay, so far so good. Now we place glass over the tablet. Okay, so far so good. This represents the window that is casting the reflection. Next, we place the same surveillance screenshot into this example. As you see, no matter what you do or how you do it, the camera of the tablet does not lose its physical properties. It doesn't become transparent or simply looks detached from the device it's a part of. Did we really have to do this? A reflection doesn't distort the physical properties of the device, nor the fingers holding that device. And if you claim the surveillance is actually being displayed by the reflection of the monitor on the opposite side, then it would be more transparent than everything else in the screenshot.
You know, we should rename this case. It should be the case of reflections. I mean, really, because there is so many that are involved, from the grub truck to Linda Lane to even this car. The case of reflections. Very fitting.
Listen, let's be honest here. The entire surveillance footage is one big cutout of the actual surveillance from the monitor. It's not a reflection of anything, it's an overlay of a photo taken of the surveillance and just placed over a cell phone or tablet, which itself is physically compromised due to the camera and fingers being transparent. Here's another example. Let's pretend this is a vehicle captured by a surveillance camera, okay? So far, so good. They took a screenshot of that surveillance on the monitor, then placed an overlay over the back of the tablet that perhaps took the screenshot from the monitor. Yep, sounds crazy because it is. And if you claim, no, that's not what happened, then please explain how the reflection, which would be apparently the surveillance, is behind the tablet's camera. It would be in front of the camera, as it's a reflection from the other side. Something is not physically present in this screenshot, and based on the camera's position, it appears the camera is not physically a part of this screenshot. Well, to be honest, the only thing that is physically original is in fact the device, excluding the camera. Yeah, I know it's wacky. The surveillance bleeding outside of the greenish area? Fine. It's an overlay of the surveillance captured. We can live with that somewhat. But the camera being physically in front of that overlay means that camera has been edited into the screenshot. And that's why it's so smudgy around the edges. They tried to blend it with the tablet. Horrible editing. I mean, look at the area of the vehicle's hood.
Have any of you seen my art by any chance? Has anybody seen my art? I've ran it a couple times on here for like intros and outros. Has anybody seen my art? Because I'm very good with Photoshop, okay? I'm very good with, and I'm surprised I didn't pick up on this earlier. I'm very good with Photoshop. And I've made posters for not just my band, but many bands. And backdrops, I've done, I don't know how many backdrops, designing logos. And my art, though, this is what I do in my art, is that I take pictures of things and I blend them in with opacity and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is Photoshop, folks. This is a Photoshop. I'll let it keep going here.
The camera is literally fading away near the bottom. If it were physically a part of the tablet, that would not happen, amongst all the other crap. What the damn Sam Hill? Are you following this madness? A photo, screenshot, snapshot, whatever method was used to capture the image from surveillance would not result in this visual vomit. It would simply be captured from the monitor or snapshots directly taken from the surveillance system. Just like this image. We just broke this down. I mean, this shouldn't be an issue. That is what anyone in that position would do.
Okay, for those of you that have not seen my art, I'm just going to play a little bit of this so you can see my art and see what I have done with Photoshop. So you understand that how good I am with Photoshop. Okay. I'm going to play, if I can find it here. And I'll just play a little bit of it so you can see a few of the things I've done. Come on, here we go. God dang it, I hate it when I'm muted. Okay, now you see what I'm talking about. I'm very good with Photoshop, and I have been for many years. I started in the 90s. So, yeah, I've been doing it a while. And like I said, I've made posters for everybody. I've done art, so much art that I have like I 3 different huge albums in my Facebook. This has been Photoshopped, folks. This has been Photoshopped. I'll let it keep going.
Now, it's possible that the authorities are the ones who took that photo of the monitor. The same question applies to them. Why would they not take a photo of the screen displaying the surveillance? Remember, the vehicle is spotted right at that moment on the screen. They're looking at the damn vehicle. Why not just pan your camera to the right and take a screenshot of the goddamn video footage playing? It's, well, to be honest, retarded to not do that. Unless there is a reason why that video footage wasn't captured.
Some have stated they don't know why the screenshot was taken like that. It should be obvious why something is being covered up with that surveillance. Nothing new there, right? They never provided that clear, professional screenshot to the public, whoever took it. Everything else is a bunch of garbage. Yet, that's what we're talking about right now, a bunch of garbage. And this garbage was displayed to the public on purpose. It's hiding something. Some still think it's a Prius. We still believe it's an Elantra. That vehicle does in fact have tinted windows. Now, Kohberger didn't have tinted windows based on his traffic stops. But you want to know which vehicle had tinted windows? That's right, the white Hyundai Elantra crashed and abandoned in Oregon. Yeah, see, that's the same vehicle, in our opinion. And the reason the screenshot is so horrible is because they are hiding the fact that this white Hyundai Elantra is the vehicle spotted in all possible surveillance they claim was Kohberger's vehicle. And of course, that's why no footage of the alleged Kohberger's vehicle has been released. You accuse him of stalking those housemates, then murdering 4 of those housemates. His DNA was so-called discovered in the home, and even claimed he was spotted near the home 12 times prior by some form of surveillance. Well, let's just put the final nails in his coffin and show his vehicle driving into the neighborhood. Well, we can't, because it doesn't exist. What? Did he teleport to the damn house then? It's possible, you know. Remember, this screenshot was released after Moscow PD had already identified a white Hyundai Elantra, which they never disclosed publicly. November 29th was when they identified not only a white Hyundai Elantra, which didn't match any description based on previous information, but it also identified an owner of that vehicle. So tack that on the wall. Don't forget this key information. I'll let you guys continue. Needs a bit of fire. Have at it.
The crashed Elantra in Oregon, on the other hand, didn't have a license plate. We assume the registration was discovered in the glove compartment. You know what? Let's focus on something else here. If you examine where this vehicle was, it appears to have been placed on the sidewalk, right? Since the front was damaged, then the vehicle was hit head-on on the road, right? Which would also mean it had to have been at the intersection. Now, either this vehicle or the other vehicle lost control and strayed onto the opposite lane, or this Elantra was rammed into something. Keep in mind, the damage is head-on-head damage. That is not a sideswipe. It is literally 2 vehicles crashing into each other coming forward. Now, how does this physically happen on the road at the intersection? You're going to see the approaching traffic to the left of you from the opposite direction, right? So how do they both crash into each other?
Okay, my biggest question with this car, because that is a head-on. That is a head-on collision. Where's the other fucking car? Where's the other car? It doesn't exist, folks.
They don't. Again, if this was a sideswipe or a crash from the left or right side at the intersection, then the vehicle would have side panel damage, either on the left or right side. It doesn't. So this means the damage is head-on impact, and that's, well, highly unlikely at that intersection. There's a chance of this happening, like a 1 in 5.7 octillion chance, but still a possibility, such as texting while driving, a major factor in car crashes. But at an intersection, This would mean both drivers approaching the intersection were texting while driving. And I'm just trying to rationalize the crash, just for the sake of it. Because this white Hyundai Elantra was intentionally rammed into something, the vehicle was then pushed onto the sidewalk and abandoned. Where is the other vehicle it crashed with? Oh, it was towed. Well, why wasn't the Elantra towed around the same time frame? There wasn't another vehicle, a job injury crash, where the chick just drove into a barricade. Yep. Now, last year, a group of individuals inspected that vehicle, which for some reason was still there, and they assumed the vehicle was dropped off at that location, which is what more than likely happened. The crash didn't happen at the intersection. So obviously, we can't know where exactly the crash happened in Eugene, Oregon. Wherever the vehicle was prior to this location, that's where the so-called crash happened. And since we suggest it's the vehicle used to frame Koberger with, they just simply crashed it into a barricade somewhere, and it was towed to this specific location. Now that digs into a deeper question. If the vehicle was dropped off at this location from a prior location of the accident, then who exactly drove or dropped the vehicle off here? A towman would not do that. They're taking it to the impound. The local police would also not do that, because they would have it towed to that very impound. So, what gives? Perhaps it was in fact towed there, because if it was discovered in its original location, maybe that would provide more visual evidence that the vehicle was in fact just rammed into something. You know, like a barricade. People would obviously put it together and see a barricade in the distance, or near the vehicle, and come to the same conclusion we have. Yeah, it was intentionally crashed and abandoned. Being the same make and model and color, yep, that's at the very least a suspect. Examining that video with no other vehicles driving out at night, it just visually supports the narrative that the vehicle was dropped off there, perhaps around the same late hours in the night. We'll leave a link in the description to that video, might even examine some of the footage to spot something inside the vehicle. A homeless man had apparently been sleeping in the vehicle. Cops were eventually called, and of course the homeless man told the truth. The vehicle was abandoned and he was sleeping in it. And also, the front passenger window was broken.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the chat here because I'm always interested in what my crime family has to say. Elliot, it's in the ditch in Oregon. What were you talking about, Elliot? Are you talking about the other vehicle that crashed into this? Did they find it in a ditch in Oregon? Let me know on that. I'd like to know. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Nanos. Yes, and Cajun. No, you checked on Cajun. Checked on in Oregon. There's not even a fucking police report on it. There's not even a fucking police report. Are you sure about that? Really? And Tracy, yes, Colorado. And I haven't verified this myself, but many people have said that they have checked into it, and the person that owns it is actually a cousin to the owner of 1122. If that's true, that is too it's too circumstantial. It's too There's something really funny about that. I mean, you there's this white Elantra that's supposed to be involved in the unalivings, right? And on the 17th or whatever, they find this car. Something isn't making sense. Something isn't making sense, and it has ties to 1122. There's people out there that say no, it has no ties to 1122 or some girl. Well, other people have investigated, and they said that girl is related to, I think it was Esty or Perky, one of those two in Colorado. That's the story I'm hearing. Has anybody else heard that story? Because that's what I've heard. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer. Yeah. That's what I hear it too. And the car was once owned by Dan Estey, right? And he sold it to his cousin or his niece or something, and that's who it was registered to. So why? I mean, this this is too much, people. This is too much. You have one where there's a photoshopped of a Elantra with tinted windows taking off out of Moscow. Then what? Weeks later, this is found smashed and abandoned with no license plate on it, and the person is related to the owner of 1122. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? I'll let it keep going.
But not the driver's window. The passenger window is to the opposite of traffic, so the homeless man broke that window, as that activity would be blocked on that side from the traffic. Now, Eugene PD stated that they were working on having the vehicle impounded, which obviously means the vehicle hadn't been impounded from its original location before being dropped off at that intersection. Mind you, Eugene PD reported that the vehicle was found at the intersection, which indicated the crash happened at the intersection. But if this were the case, there would have been days during the daytime where this vehicle had been just sitting there crashed, and nobody called to have it towed, even the so-called owner, because it wasn't at that location for days, it was somewhere else. Just breaking down a few things here.
Also, remember, Moscow PD publicly claimed that this vehicle was not linked to the murders. How can they publicly claim this if at this very moment, which was December 17th, they had just obtained the make and model on December 7th, right? I know. We all know they obtained the make and model November 29th. But we have to dissect everything in such a rhetorical manner. Law and Crime had an article about this vehicle. Quote, update, Moscow police released new information at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday about the white Hyundai Elantra found in Eugene, Oregon. Police said the vehicle is registered out of Colorado, and investigators spoke with the female owner.
Okay, there. It sounds like she's going to get into this. In Glossboss, that's a very good question. Look at that question, people. Anyone in the area own a towing company? Maybe a link somewhere. Yeah, or my kids, one of my sons especially, buying cars and selling cars and fixing cars all the time. And he has a big shop he just built, and he has trailers. And him and his uncle, Mike, my neighbor, has these trailers that they haul them on. And I mean, they're easy to pick up. It doesn't even have to be a tow truck. Could be a trailer, a self-owned trailer. Okay, this is getting interesting here. So I'm going to back it up just a tad.
About the white Hyundai Elantra found in Eugene, Oregon. Police said the vehicle is registered out of Colorado, and investigators spoke with the female owner. Police said she is not believed to have any relation to any property in Moscow, Idaho, or the ongoing murder investigations. Moscow police asked the public to stop contacting the owner. Briefly, so people were contacting the owner of the vehicle. Did they know who it was? How did they get the personal information of this person if there was no license plate? Better yet, how would Moscow PD know that people were contacting that person? I don't recall that person being publicly identified, like with a photo or address, phone number, etc. I think this was a form of damage control, because whoever that was, it was not who was actually depicted as being the owner.
Okay, what I heard on that, and see if you guys all remember this, but what I heard on that was that they got it from the VIN number. That's how they know who owned the vehicle, correct? That's what I remember hearing. I'll keep this going.
Anyway, Moscow police are aware of an abandoned white Hyundai Elantra found with no license plates and front-end damage after it was reported to be found on a street corner in Eugene, Oregon. Photos of the abandoned car have been circulating online. A spokesperson for Eugene police told Law and Crime they are working to impound the vehicle and forwarded the information about the white Hyundai to Moscow police. Aaron Snell, a public information officer for Moscow police, told Law and Crime, "We are aware of the vehicle and are investigating it." Eugene police confirmed a vehicle was found on West 7th Street in Eugene. It is not clear whether this vehicle is the Hyundai being sought by investigators. Moscow is more than 750 miles away from Eugene. Law enforcement has previously said they are combing through information about 22,000 white Hyundai Elantras. Unquote. Now, going all the way back to the top of the article, it says on Tuesday. This article was posted on December 20th of 2022. Now let's see here. Going back to 2022 in the month of December, on a Tuesday within this time frame, either this would be December 1st, the 8th, or the 15th. Keep in mind, on December 15th, Indiana State Police had stopped Koberger on his way to Pennsylvania. The FBI claimed they did not instruct them to stop.
Thank you, facts and truth only, please, for the VIN number. As you see on the screen, that he's got the VIN. I got put the VIN that yeah, he put up the VIN number here of that car.
Him, checking if he had injuries, but we all know that's what happened. Even a former FBI director stated they did so. Andrew McCabe stated the FBI used surveillance techniques to track Koberger, which included tracking him throughout his travel from Pullman to Pennsylvania. So we know they were tracking Koberger before December 15th. Now, Moscow PD rules out the white Hyundai Elantra during a time frame they had just recently identified see, this is the problem. I can't even rationalize this scenario because they obtained information of a white Hyundai Elantra, an owner of that vehicle, on November 29th. So this analysis doesn't even make sense. But let's give it a try for the sake of the episode. The white Hyundai Elantra crashed and abandoned in Oregon was found when? When is the exact date that vehicle was discovered? Now, apparently, the date in which the homeless man was discovered in the vehicle was December 17th. I believe there was a criminal trespassing charge against him because he more than likely was the one who broke the passenger window. But this is apparently when Eugene PD discovered the vehicle, right? But we know this is not when the vehicle was crashed and abandoned due to the location. We can guesstimate that the vehicle had been at a previous location for a few days and then moved to the next location and had been there for a few days. Remember, Eugene PD had no knowledge of this vehicle before a call went out about the homeless man basically using it as his new home. So this could be a week of the vehicle not being reported to Moscow PD. A week from December 17th, when Eugene discovered the vehicle, is right before Koberger was stopped by Indiana State Police on the 15th. What does all this mean? I'm getting there. From the so-called reported date of December 7th, being the date in which a white Hyundai Elantra was identified, the white Hyundai Elantra in Oregon would not even be thought of yet, because it hadn't been crashed and abandoned within this first week of December, we assume. Of course, it's a vehicle driven all the way to Oregon, 800 miles away from the crime scene. Eugene PD are not aggressively searching for a white Hyundai Elantra at this point, and they wouldn't have a reason to think the suspect would be in their town. They watch the news, they're informed about a killer on the loose, but because it's so far from their town, they don't have the same alertness as Moscow PD, and even Pullman PD. What's the point here? Since Moscow PD claimed to not have a make and model of the vehicle until December 7th, Eugene PD definitely wasn't aware of that make and model up until that time frame. And of course, the white Hyundai Elantra is investigated around the December 17th timeframe.
I'll say that again a bit differently. The white Hyundai Elantra in Oregon had been driving around before the alleged killer's vehicle was identified, based on reports. Keep this in mind, again, based on the reports from November 13th to December 7th, there was not a white Hyundai Elantra identified. Of course, we know there was on November 29th, but that date exposes the frame. So within the frame, they had to sort of, well, disguise that within the investigation. I say disguise because there were reports that Moscow PD had been notified about a white Hyundai Elantra by WSU campus police on November 29th. But it was hidden within articles on mainstream media websites, not the mainstream media reporting it in their news segments. The reason for this is because if they reported that Moscow PD had identified a white Hyundai Elantra on November 29th, then you would have to also backtrack as to how did they identify the make and model of the vehicle to even search for this vehicle in Pullman. And then that would open up even more cans of maggots, because at that time there was no match of Koberger with the DNA found on the knife sheath. So they had to drag the frame out to align with DNA identifying a suspect who was Koberger. We are not fucking around here. We just broke all of that down in the previous episodes. Once the identity of the vehicle was publicly revealed, then the white Hyundai Elantra in Oregon was found crashed and abandoned. I would say soon after the public release of the vehicle's identity on December 7th, that white Hyundai Elantra was soon crashed and abandoned, which was discovered on the 17th, but it was more than likely crashed and abandoned a week prior, closer to the announcement. But then again, there is a possibility that this vehicle had already been crashed and abandoned prior to that so-called December 7th public notice. That's interesting, isn't it? Since the Hyundai Elantra in Oregon was the vehicle used to frame Koberger, Batman had given WSU campus police his specific vehicle on November 29th as they pretended to be the private driver, just, fighting crime and bagging bad guys. WSU campus police obtain this information, and they also pretend to search for a white Hyundai Elantra. They spot one, of course, being Koberger's vehicle in his apartment complex. Then Batman does what he does best, submits a list of white Hyundai Elantras in the Pullman area, but this would be so-called publicly done, as opposed to covertly giving WSU campus police a specific white Hyundai Elantra. Now, while all of this is happening, the white Hyundai Elantra used to frame Koberger was already being dumped off in Oregon. This would be around the November 29th to December 7th timeframe. Because the focus was on Moscow nationally, that vehicle was flying under the radar until it was discovered on December 17th. But again, it was discovered on the 17th, but it was already in Oregon, somewhere crashed and abandoned prior to that date. Don't forget, Moscow PD had also obtained this specific white Hyundai Elantra on November 29th from WSU campus police. It is Batman who is the source of identifying the make and model, not the authorities. Remember, they had received thousands of tips from the public. This would vary from speculations, some relative information, of course, but the main thing would be a specific make and model of a vehicle that hadn't been identified yet. Moscow PD then publicly reports they are searching for a white Hyundai Elantra with no video footage that had identified the vehicle. So how did they identify the vehicle? Batman. Oh yes, I told you he was everywhere. Remember? Batman submitted a list of white Hyundai Elantras on December 7th, and that's how they identified the vehicle. Nope, I know what your brain is reverting back to thinking. Batman didn't submit a list of white Hyundai Elantras based on what Moscow PD had identified as the alleged suspect, because they didn't have a make and model yet. Let's keep your brain focused, even though it may be hard to keep track of the fuckery. Moscow PD claimed to review surveillance near the home and never reported that they identified a white Hyundai Elantra as the vehicle. It was described as a light-colored vehicle. Of course, later on the reports have a white Hyundai Elantra, quote, seen near the victim's home. But the initial reports do not have a specific make and model. So where did they identify the vehicle, if not by the same surveillance they viewed near the home? Batman, he gave them Koberger's white Hyundai Elantra. Moscow PD somehow just identified the make and model without providing any video source of that identity. And then you had the gas station surveillance, stock photos of the vehicle, and of course the rest was just a bunch of garbage, with the FBI starting to take over the investigation. If it seems we're going in circles, well, we are. We're circling around the frame, continuing to tack elements of it onto the wall. A white vehicle with tinted windows is spotted in the gas station surveillance. A white Hyundai Elantra crashed and abandoned in Oregon also has tinted windows. A white vehicle is spotted on White Avenue, traveling from an intersection of Blaine and White Avenue, where Taco Bell was located. The so-called private driver claimed to head to Taco Bell after dropping the girls off, then headed home. A so-called private driver claimed they stayed in Pullman and also submitted license plates of white Hyundai Elantras in the area on December 7th. A white Hyundai Elantra is discovered crashed and abandoned in Oregon on December 17th. This vehicle is ruled out as being a potential suspect, but how can you rule the vehicle out if you haven't asked the owner of the vehicle questions? Oh, see, they never reported that they interviewed her. They basically said they believe she has no property or relevance to Moscow, Idaho. Belief is not confirmation. You believe she has no property or relevance. Doesn't mean she was not involved. And why did they mention property? Is it possible that this female is in fact the wife or ex-wife or employee, whatever relation, to the landlord of the victim's home? Some have presented that information, which would tie her to not only Moscow, but also directly to that home, and she's driving the same fucking make and model of the alleged killer. Something to ponder. Nothing appears concrete here, but if you focus on the deceptive elements within the case, this all becomes very important. Because Moscow PD basically trying to hide the fact that they were notified about a white Hyundai Elantra on November 29th is where you build from. Everything after that date is automatically suspicious. I guess we should look into this female then, hey? The frame has many players involved, all the way in Oregon. Who would have thunk it? Obviously, Moscow PD didn't thunk it. Thunk again. This is the chaos sector.
Onto the right side.
Wow, huh? That's all I can say is wow to everything here. So what have we learned here tonight? I mean, huh? What have we learned here tonight? We're gonna get you for this, Maddie. We're gonna get you for this, Maddie. We're gonna get you for this, Maddie. And a couple hours later, they're gone. We're learning about this car. Chaos Sector is doing some deep diving. And I don't know if I agree 100% with everything. I will say that. I have to be sold more on the driver. I have to be sold more, and I'm going to go back and look at her videos again because she's been leading up to this, and she's had videos out. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Again, mods, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Nat. There's the link right there. If you want to check out the videos leading up to that video. Okay, so we're done with that. Now, now I hope Jeff H didn't take it too hard that I laughed at him, but I just, I think you all heard that was just too funny, what he heard. Okay, so I'm going to take a short recess, all right? Just a short recess. Give me about 2 minutes to line things up. I'll put on some soft music or something, and I shall be right back. All right? Okay? You okay with that? Just stay here, folks. Okay, I'm back. Let me get that banner off there. Okay, so this is something that we've been working on, and I couldn't make a separate show about it, but I think this is kind of part one of this. And if you noticed, the title of the show was 14 months ago slash what did I name this? Uh, there is no fight club, something like that. Dot 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 dot. Really, really now. And so this is going to be part one of what we've learned, are learning each day. And this is produced by Deb Bray, our own Deb Bray. So you can thank Deb Bray for this. And here we go. All right, people. So people say there's no fight clubs. Oh, that's a long time ago. Blah, blah, blah. It's not that big of a deal. It didn't happen at Linda Lane. There was no fight club. Let me tell you something. When this case first started, I did not have a channel. I didn't know Rory. I didn't know anybody. All right. I was just a musician. Okay. And when this case first started, within the first 2 days, I heard that there was a fight club in that town for the last year and a half, and that it was controlled by a guy by the name of Joe. I'm talking, this is like, on the 14th or 15th at the latest of November 2022 when I heard this. Now I'm going to show you some things, all right? This is from Fight Clubs, people. Student sues frat over baseball bat assault ritual. Student sues over frat over baseball bat assault ritual that left him with severe brain damage. Oh, but there's no fight clubs. There was no fight club at Linda Lane. Let's not investigate Linda Lane. Let's leave Linda Lane alone. That's what we're hearing from so many people out there, that it makes me wonder what their motive is and what their narrative is. They need, and everybody needs, to investigate Linda Lane like they did the grub truck, like they did Banfield. It needs to be done. A student has taken his former fraternity to court over allegations they forced him into a brutal hazing ritual that left him reeling with brain damage and memory loss. Blake Novacek, the son of Dallas Cowboy star Jay Novacek, was a tight end. I remember him. Do you remember him, guys? Anybody? Dallas Star Jake Novacek. His son, okay, says he was knocked unconscious after being pounded by a baseball bat in the stomach. The 20-year-old was a student at University of Oklahoma pledging the Beta Theta Pi fraternity. He had to drop out of school because he was unable to recall basic information after the beating. Now living with his parents in Texas, he is suing Beta. Today, photos of the alleged hazing have emerged from the same fraternity. They show brothers taking part in a fight club pledging ritual. Be warned, they contain scenes of violence and blood. Reading that again. Today, photos of the alleged hazing have emerged from the same fraternity. They show brothers taking part in a fight club pledging ritual. Be warned, they contain scenes of violence and blood. You can see blood on the wall here, folks. Keep watching. Look at that, folks. Look at this, folks. Look at this. No, there's no fight club. There's no fight clubs out there. There's no fight clubs across this country. There's no fight clubs in Moscow. What the hell, people? Check this out. Blake's lawsuit says the hazing occurred in October 2015 when an older brother named Shane Musselman led him into a room and showed him videos of hogs being slaughtered. According to the legal claim, Musselman then forced him to recite facts about the fraternity after watching the video and would hit him in the stomach with a baseball bat if he got something wrong. This caused him to fall over, hit his head, and pass out, he told lawyers. Blake says he regained consciousness 10 hours later on a frat house couch, his clothes cleaned and folded next to him. He says he does not know if he lost blood during the hazing. A photograph from a separate incident shows him smiling with a bloody nose after a fight club event. This is Jay Novacek's son. Yes, former Dallas Cowboy. Son. In the weeks and months that followed, he said pledges threatened him to stay quiet about the incident, according to the lawsuit. In the weeks and months that followed, he said pledges threatened him to stay quiet about the incident, according to the lawsuit. Fraternity brothers warned him against speaking out. Again, fraternity brothers warned him against speaking out, saying they would trash his family's reputation. Blake says brother Gavin Martindale threatened him with damage to his reputation and property and get him kicked out of school. Months later, his car was allegedly vandalized after an unnamed fraternity member told him not to go public with his injuries. Not to go public with his injuries. But when his memory began to deteriorate, he told his parents. But when his memory began to deteriorate, he told his parents. His lawyer, Christopher Cook, says Blake is now unable to remember facts like his social security number. It has left him afraid of his future, as his memory loss could impair him from keeping a job. In an interview with The Tab, Cook said, "What we're looking for is not only change with this fraternity, but a change with fraternities nationwide. But a change with fraternities nationwide." This sort of stuff goes on at almost every school. This sort of stuff goes on at almost every school. And we have to put a stop to it. We've got underage kids drinking and participating in hazing. That's not what fraternities are about. Fraternities are about friendship, so we want to change the culture. Every one of the pledges are forced to participate in the Fight Club as part of the pledge ritual. Read that again. Every one of the pledges are forced to participate in the Fight Club as part of the pledge ritual. You've got broken noses and blood everywhere. When parents send their child off to college, they expect them to get an education. They don't expect them to get a beating. The fraternity deny allegations of hazing, whatever. Since learning of this lawsuit, we have performed an initial investigation of Blake's allegations and have yet to uncover any evidence whatsoever which corroborates the substance of his claims, says Zach Allen in a statement given to Daily Mail. To the contrary, we have numerous witnesses' accounts and other evidence which contradict Blake's story and which question his credibility. Based on our investigations to date, we firmly believe Blake's allegations are false and that his lawsuit is entirely without merit. Of course they're going to say that. We are offended by these false and inflammatory allegations, and we will vigorously defend our fraternity, its members, and their reputations against this baseless lawsuit. And yet, here's the aftermath of that night. Here's pictures of him beaten. And here's others from that night. Christopher Cook dismissed Beta's statement telling us you can say there is no hazing all day, but once you see the pictures, it's pretty damning evidence. Blake is demanding at least $75,000 from the frat. It should be more than that. Musselman and Martindale. A UO spokesman, University of Oklahoma, spokesman told reporters they do not comment on pending litigation, but said the university investigates every report of a violation of the Student Rights and Responsibility Code. This comes after a similar incident at Penn State Chapter Beta Theta Pi. In a hazing incident gone desperately wrong, freshman Tim Piazza was left to die after consuming huge quantities of alcohol and falling down the stairs. What do you think, people? What do you think? You think there's fight clubs? I'm telling you, there's fight clubs, and they're going on everywhere. They're going on everywhere, at every school. Like I said, this is part one. This is part one. Yeah, I don't think it's funny though. I really don't think this is funny at all. Exactly, Miss Lily. That's what I think too, Leah. I think you hit it right on the money there. Yes, it is awful, Deborah. I do too, Cajun. Cajun chick. Yep. So do I. And it might even be playing a role with Kaylee and Maddie and Ethan and Zana. That might even play a role in that. This was produced by Deb Bray, and there's more coming. I'm just giving you a taste. I'm just giving you a taste. And here is someone that to me is famous, Jay Novacek. I mean, tight end, Dallas Cowboys for many years. One of the best ever. His son. Oh, I never even thought of that, Paco. Exactly, Deborah. Yes, Willow. No doubt about it. Yep, Joe. They damaged his brain. Yes, white line. Yeah, we're starting to get that's coming together too. Yes. Yeah. It was about the $6. That was all about the fights. All this stuff is coming to light, people. And all these creators out there and panelists that go on there, certain panelists that stay away, want us to stay away from Linda Lane. It really makes me question why, especially when they've looked at Banfield and tore it apart. They've looked at Grubchuck, but Linda Lane they want to stay away from. Well, I've proven in my mind, and I think in many people's minds, that Linda Lane is true. That's an actual video of that night that could be up to 2 minutes off on the audio. Now, who messed with that? I don't know. But the audio matches certain things that happened that night. And Linda Lane is factual. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching, what's it called? We Know What You Did. Does anybody know that channel? I've ran a couple of videos. Anybody know that? You guys remember that channel, right? Wait. Okay, Moonflower. Have we talked about that? We were supposed to talk today on the phone. Maybe after the show we'll talk on the phone, okay? Okay, well, if you go look at We Know What You Did, and maybe I'll play that. I've been on a couple hours, and I'm doing this myself. There is no panel. This is all me. Oh my God, 2 hours of me. I must have chased Jeff H out of the room, huh? I'm sorry I laughed at him, but I mean, I tried to say what he said it said, and it wasn't even close. You know what I mean? So do I, Bianca. I love my crime family. I really do. Well, white line. Okay. I know, Jennifer. I know, and that's what uh, and some of us creators, and I won't say names, have discussed Jeff H many times, and we often wonder why he is the way he is. He won't look at anything, and that's against uh, his belief that Brian is guilty, and uh, on this channel, we look at everything. And I even tried last night. You see me. I tried to do the Brian being guilty thing, but I cannot find a motive for this gentleman to do anything, and that's just the way it is. No, what was I talking about though? Oh, okay, let's just look at it. I'm in a pretty good mood, and that 4.5 hours sleep gave me some energy. So we're gonna keep going. Do you want me to keep going? It's up to you. I can close it down, and we can do a show again tomorrow. Exactly, Canadian cat lady. What's this white line? Where'd you hear this? I did not know the church bought property Grub Chuck parks in front of. This is a boom. Okay. I don't know about that because, I mean, they're parked on a sidewalk, aren't they? And I'm not sure about that one. Oh, let's go. Okay. All right, here we go. We're losing a few. We were up to 306. We're down to 245. So we've lost a few viewers, probably because I'm a little bit long-winded today. But I'm not feeling so bad, you know what I mean? And so we're gonna keep going. But I'm closing down. There was more I'm going to show you on fraud stuff, okay? On the fights, the fighting, the fight clubs. But what I just showed you, that's pretty damning evidence that it's going on across the country. And that was in 2015, and it has not stopped. It hasn't stopped, and it hasn't shrunk. It's gotten bigger. It's gotten bigger, folks. That's the scary part. Okay, so we're going to go on. Let me X this stuff out. And what am I doing? Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Let me set this up, and I'll be right back, okay? Okay, here we go. Thank you for giving me a little time here. We've touched on a lot of stuff here tonight, haven't we? I can't even. Where did I start and where am I now and what was in the middle? God, I love getting old. All I know is that we've touched on a lot of stuff tonight. Fights, cars, a lot of stuff. And this is I really like this. I really enjoy this because this is between myself and my community. You beautiful people. You don't know how much I love this community. Okay, Lila. Yep. Yep. I went through all my emails last night. I answered a lot of them. Some I did not because it was just, you wouldn't even believe how many there was. It was an all night thing. And I do have more than one email. Now we're going to touch, and I'm going to explain something to you that I've learned over the months of looking at reflections. And it's a big part of this case. And like I said, this case should be called the case of reflections because there's so many, from Banfield, Linda Lane, everywhere. There's reflections involved in almost everything. But what people don't understand about reflections and why they just get so close-minded about it is because they don't understand it. And I've come to understand certain things about reflections. You can have windows, okay, and they can bounce off windows. Okay, it can start way back here because of some light source, okay, like maybe headlights on a head, whatever, some light source, whatever. It can bounce off a window, go to a vehicle, bounce off that vehicle, and go to another vehicle. It can even go to ice. If you have the right equipment to look at it, the right software. If there's like an ice patch on the road, reflections can even go in there. Maybe not see everything clearly, but you can see the movements. You can have the same reflection on like 3 different vehicles. It bounces all over. And if there's a fight going on between 2 people and they move a certain way, it'll go from one place to another place, but it's the same reflection. I'm hoping you do understand that, right? I'm trying to tell you, what we've learned from the reflections. Before I show you this video, you need to know this. And I see we're losing about 12 people now. And I'm sure there are people that are like, don't want to hear about it because they don't believe it. But it's part of the investigation. And this is a channel. And I don't care if they laugh at me. I don't care if they make jokes about me. Because you know what? I'm turning over every stone. And even if there's nothing under that stone, at least I turn the fucker over. You know what I'm saying? That's what has to be done. That's what L.E. did not do in this case. And that's what some creators are not doing in this case. And they should be. Especially if they have good detective, investigative skills. Okay. You know, when people want to do that, just smack me. Oh, but I needed to explain that. Okay. I needed to explain how reflections work. And they are real. And we've done experiments. And I've done experiments. And that's the way they work. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at a reflection in my great big monitor back here, which I don't have on right now. I'm squinting to look at my laptop here. But on this monitor, I'm seeing reflections right now. And you know what? Guess what? It's bouncing off the TV and hitting my window over there. I can go like that and see myself waving from the reflection over here. If you put in the time to investigate, you will see that the reflections are real and how they work. And your mind has to be open all the time because to learn it, because man, they can jump around with movement. Anyway, I'm just going to get right to this. I'm going to after all this talking. My God. Okay, here we go. This is from We Know What You Did. Now, some people are not going to get this. I'm going to tell you that right now. Some people are not going to believe it. They're not going to. But I know how reflections work through experimentation and the deep dive that we did into Linda Lane and what I've learned about reflections. So here we go. Like I said, some people are not, they're not even going to see it. They're not even going to see what some see. With a trained eye, you will see it. Now, here's what I want. I want my crime family out there. I love involving you guys. I love you guys. I'm not saying a word about what I see in these reflections. What I'd like you to do is look at these reflections very well. And some points I might back it up and replay it a couple times. I want to know what you each think, what you see, what you actually see. There's going to be differences, but I want to see what my crime family, you beautiful people, see. Here we go. Mods, make sure you get their link up, please. I thank you very much. I'll get it in the description after this. We know what you did. All right, people. For the ones that actually will see what's going on, it's not a good thing. And actually, I am going to put up a trigger warning on this. Here we go.
I'm not a saint, I ain't no savior, So you better run if you can't take my behavior. Had a heart of gold, but I sold it away. And I walk down a dark road every day. I'm not looking for an open door. If it's closed, I'll break it down till you're 6 feet underground. Don't have a gun bone in my body. I want you waste away in the cold and stormy rain. I'll find you anywhere. Don't matter if you're running scared, running scared. Don't care about nothing, always up to something. A chill in the air, that's me coming. Gave up being nice a long time ago. So I keep on walking down this dark, dark road. I'm not looking for an open door. If it's closed, I'll break it down till you're 6 feet underground. Don't have a condom in my body. I want you waste away in the cold and stormy rain. I'll find you anywhere. Don't matter if you're running scared, running scared. Standing in my way, high the price you're gonna pay. I am here and gonna stay. Through mud, I'm crawling down, down, down. These bricks I'm hauling down, down, down. The flames are calling down, down, down. You are falling down, down, down. Blisters, cracking scars, hip or hammer hard, tires in the tar, fire in the yard. Ooh, 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 fire in the yard. I do this every day. You won't deny me. You are standing in my way. You won't get by me. High the price you're gonna pay. Come on and try me. I am here and gonna stay. You can't defy me. Ride up, get high. Rise up, let it fly. Strike it in the sky. Say goodbye. Through mud, I'm crawling down, down, down. These bricks I'm hauling down, down, down. The flames are calling down, down, down. You are falling down, down, down. Blisters, cracking scars, hip or hammer hard, tires in the tar, fire in the yard. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fire in the yard. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fire in the yard. And I recall the past real vaguely. I remember everything they'd say. Maybe thought that I was crazy, thinking that one day they'd see my name. Love being a loner, always moving closer. Knew exactly what I wanted to have. Fear of growing older, chip all on my shoulder. Told myself I'm never looking back. And now I'm cold and dissonant. I'm losing my innocence, and you don't know my intent. And now you better back down, 'cause I'm coming for you. 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 I'm sick of always living in the past. I'm sick of feeling like I just keep chasing, but that'll never be that fast. Just leave me alone, I'll do it on my own. And I will let them know when the lights shine bright. Look pale as a ghost to all those opposed. I'm coming here to show how to live life right. And now I'm cold and dissonant. I'm losing my innocence, and you don't know my intent. And now you better back down, 'cause I'm coming for you. 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 Devil wants his pound of flesh. Devil wants his due. Devil wants the fire you stole. Devil coming for you. God in heaven, turn away. God in heaven, sleep. God in heaven won't hear your prayer, won't hear you weep. Hey, sinner, it's judgment day. Feel the heat of hellfire, but it's too late. Hey, sinner, it's judgment day. You're out of time to walk the line. It's judgment day. Saints of glory, take up soul. Saints of glory, sing. Strike the sinner, strike the proud. This is judgment day. Hey, sinner, it's judgment day. Feel the heat of hellfire, but it's too late. Hey, sinner, it's judgment day. You're out of time to walk the line. It's judgment day. You're out of time to walk the line. It's judgment day. Yeah.
That, folks, I don't even want to tell you what I seen. A lot of you got it. A lot of you got it. They can't tell me it's not real, man. I'm so happy that we know what you did. Had the guts to go digging. Because it validifies our work. We know what we've seen. We know what we've seen. You've seen the pictures. You've seen somebody pissing on Ethan's face, allegedly. I'm supposed to say to be politically correct. That's the show, folks. That's it. That's 2 hours and 35 minutes. I'm going to leave this night on. I'm going to leave a long outro because I think you guys want to chat for a little while about this. So I'm going to leave it long outro. Couple, 2, 3 songs. And until next time, rock and roll. I love you.
Hello, darkness, my old friends. I've come to talk with you again because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sounds of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. Beneath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night, it touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people riding
when the levee breaks, mama, you got to move. All last night, sat on the levee and moaned. All last night, sat on the levee and moaned. Thinking about my baby and my happy home.
5 years ago hoping for peace in the north of Ireland, and things are looking better than ever, so let's hope for peace for Christmas.